Hello and welcome to another update video about MATIC. So MATIC has finally given us the 5 waves here. We talked about that in, I think, the last video, that the 91 cent level was the key support against which we can focus on higher. This was sort of the bullish support here for further continuation to the upside. However, now we've got 5 waves complete, which doesn't mean it has to come down now, but it means we certainly need to be watching. Yeah, until now it was a bit like, okay, we only have 3. Do we get the 4th? As long as we hold above 91 cents, yes, most likely. And we're doing that now. And we've now reached the 88.7% Fibonacci retracement. And I can still keep the current count up here, that this is just a B wave within a third wave. However, it is now retraced more than you would expect for a wave B, which means if we go a little higher, I will have to reset the wave 2. So I will have to move the wave 2 here. I might do that for the next video if we continue to move higher. Why do I still have the bearish count on the chart? Very simply because we have an impulse here. You can see that very clearly. It is an impulse, and as so often it will be the next correction that will give us proof. So the next correction, I will, even if I have the bearish count on the chart here, I will give you a bullish support level for the scenario that we could assume, okay, we've got 5 waves here. This might be a wave 1 in a bullish count. And if we come down in an ABC, that might be a wave 2. And then we can find support here, buy in basically, as we've done it a few times for Ethereum and other coins. Like GMX, for example, Metis, Trias, and so on. Channel members will know more. But, obviously there's no guarantee that this wave 2 support will hold. But these are the nice areas where you as an Elliott Wave trader, for example, can scale in. And then we could look for a wave 3 to the upside and continuation. And that would be a breakout pattern. Until then, I'm highly skeptical. I mean, of course, if we break above that high, then I will have to change it to the bullish count. But obviously, I also share my view here. And my view is that, yes, surely we could change this to a bullish count. We could say this was a wave 1 here. This was a wave 2. And then we've got another 1-2 set up here. And we're now rallying basically in the third wave. But we won't really know that until we get that pullback anyway in a wave 2. Now we finally have at least the 5 waves up. Same story like with Bitcoin. The 5 up don't really give us confirmation that this is a bullish count. Therefore, I'm giving you these short-term support areas. So as I said before, against 91 cents, we can focus on higher. That support has now moved up to 93.5, that last swing low. So we could still focus on higher, but now we're getting to a point where that pattern is full. That pattern is full, and it's not only that one. Yeah, you can consider the whole move as an ABC. It could easily be an ABC. So there's no guarantee that this is the bullish count. Yeah, it's just that we have an impulse here is basically expected because it's a C wave within a B wave, within a larger correction. And the bottom pattern here, so if it really formed a low, then this works only with this so-called 1-2-1-2 setup, or with the scenario that we formed a truncated low here at this last low, which is also, rather unlikely and really only valid in exceptional circumstances. So again, for me, it's likelihood here, and I'm looking at some other coins that don't have all this mess here, and they have in my opinion, greater likelihood of having bottomed than, for example, MATIC. But no problem, if we move up here and now come down in 3 waves, that might be another good entry point, right, for everybody who wants to trade it. That's fine. It's certainly of noteworthy that we broke through resistance here. As I said, we reached the 88.7% Fib level, so I can take that resistance area out now. The key working support is now that 93.5 cent level, or let's say 93 cents. And at least we have 5 clear waves, right? So I'm now waiting here for a pullback. And until that comes, I personally don't see a trade setup. This could be, of course, you can try to hop onto the train, but then you should have done that when I talked about, against 91 cents, when we came down here, we can focus on higher as long as we hold 91 cents, because this was a pullback in a 4th wave, a low entry trade, a low risk entry, basically. And now we are moving up, obviously, here in probably the fifth wave. And if we try to understand the subwaves, I mean, you could argue in a fifth wave, either we are doing a diagonal, basically an ending diagonal, which I think is not too unlikely, or we need to see here 5 clear waves in the fifth. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the fifth wave. That could stretch out a little bit higher. I guess tomorrow CPI data will have an impact as well. Now, if we really see this as a wave, or let me just think. Right, I think due to the size of what happened here, I would rather consider this all part of the wave 4. So an A wave down, a B wave up, and the C wave down in 4. Because otherwise it doesn't really work from its proportions. And then we've got here a small 1-2 setup. What we're doing here might be the wave 3. Then there could be a 4 and a 5 up. That works better from the, you know, the proportions really. And yep, and that's why this is also the working support for higher. Bear in mind this B wave can even overshoot, so that wouldn't be a problem if it goes above the wave too high. Not too much at least of a problem. Yeah, and now we're looking at here, go to the 1 hour chart. Yeah, we could already be in this fourth wave. So for example, you could say we had a small 1-2 setup here. Then this was another 1-2, maybe off that 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, maybe one more high in a wave 3, then a 4 and a 5. Let's see if we get that. So it can still push higher, but it doesn't need to. If we go to the smaller wave count here, 1, 2. I mean, you could, it would be technically correct to count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the wave 3, well, it might have been long enough actually. 1, 2, yeah, well, it was long enough. So you could even say that, even though it's unlikely, but this could have been a wave 4 triangle basically. And this is basically a wave 5. And we're waiting here for it to end. Maybe a little bit, I think that's even more likely to be honest. Yeah, because the wave 3 was long enough. And now we have the wave 5 as an extension. So I think I'm going to go with that. That would fit better into the overall picture anyway. And let's see. So I think this is getting towards the end, but due to the pump that we've seen, we don't really have any bearish divergences. So don't get me wrong, there is currently no evidence that it has ended yet, but I think we are getting towards the end. But still, you see that bullish engulfing candle here on the 1 hour, so it can still push a bit higher. And let's go to the detail here, and there you can see that this is getting messy now. So it could very well be that this fifth wave is unfolding as an ending diagonal. They do get messy at times, so this is exactly how that looks. For example, here you could have 1, 2 maybe, then we had here the 3, the 4, and this might now unfold as an ending diagonal of that fifth wave. But and here you can see basically a small bearish divergence between those two highs, and then the chart is following through already. But on the micro level here, this looks like a pennant, so it could still push a bit higher. But wherever we are breaking out here, that could give you a hint where continuation is going towards, right? If it goes up, then we can still see that extension of the fifth. First target would be that high at $1.11. And if we go down, yeah, that might be the first warning that we are coming down to that 93-cent level. And if you want an even more, let's say, more micro support, we have the 98.9 cent level. So against that level, we can focus here on higher in the short term. Yeah, that's where we are with Polygon MATIC. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.